In this video, I'm going to show you how to add Jupyter Notebook examples to your documentation website for your Python package. So if you follow my previous videos, you should already create a Python package for your application. And so in the last video, I also show you how to get started with IPyLeaflet for interactive mapping. So the package that I created is called GeoDemo. It's just for showing you how to create a package just for this course. So it's just a demo. But I already created a Jupyter Notebook examples in here in the last video. And so in this one, I'm going to show you how to add this one to your documentation website. And you probably already, if you follow my video, you already have a documentation website up and running. So build using mkdocs. If you go to settings, and if you scroll down in here, you should be able to see the URL for your documentation website. And because I use a custom domain, geodemo.gshub.org, because I own the domain. But if you don't have a custom one, you have one here. The URL should be your username.github.io/ and the name of your package. So all you need to just open the link, then it should navigate to the documentation website. So because I built this one, integrated this one within the package template. So if you create the package using my template, you should automatically have this website up and running. So and this is just a template you will be able to customize. In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize to add something to this website. So as you can see on the left side here, you have the navigation, and this is you can add more pages. You can have you can reduce the pages. It's up to you. And also we have the API reference, because right now our package does not have any real functionality yet. We haven't added anything yet, so it's still empty. But we automatically build the package, and then add some documentation. It will show up in here automatically. So this is nice one, because you can have a website hosted using GitHub. So if I click here the GitHub URL, it's come back to the GitHub repository under the docs. This is where the website, all the documentation actually come from here, and they are written using Markdown. So if you see from this in here, on the left side here, this all come from Markdown. So if you know how to use Markdown, you can build a website pretty easily. So and in that way, everything is hosted within one repository. You don't have to use read the docs. So read the docs basically is another website for hosting the technical documentation. But it'd be nice to have everything right now just within here. And so next, I'm going to show you how we can actually add notebook examples in here, because later once you build up your package, you might have some notebook examples. So it would be nice that user come here and they will be able to read the documentation, also the notebook example. They can also choose to download the example if they want. And I can show you here, this is the GMap package that I developed. On the left side here, if you click notebooks, right, and scroll down, you will see I have a lot of notebook examples in here. So if you click each one, and here you should be able to edit and download. So if you click the download button, and users should be able to download the notebook example to their computer. So this is what we are trying to achieve in this video. We want to add the notebook examples, and then user can read the notebooks, but they can also download the notebook to their computer. And this is exactly what it's about. You can also add table of contents in here, right? So on the right here, you will be able to also to click to navigate through the notebook example. So this is pretty nice, because if you host a notebook on GitHub, sometimes it's very slow. So for example, I click examples and then click this one. It might take a while actually to load. Sometimes it's even not being loaded, so you might need to refresh. And as you can see, it takes time. But if you come back to the website in here, if you click, it's instant. So this is much better. So I would prefer that if you want to share the notebooks with anyone on social media, or you send the link, this link is way more faster. So and it will always be loaded, because these are already being rendered after you build the website. So if you use the original one, this one is not a good way. So it might take a while. And So that's why we want to add the notebook, and then so that you can basically build the website much better than the looking at the notebook examples within here on GitHub. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you already have your package created, if you don't, make sure you follow the videos in the previous video here, creating a Python package using the cookie cutter template, using my template. So if you use other template, you won't be able to have that website set up. So make sure you follow this video and then also the following videos. After that, you can download the notebook example that I used for this one. You can simply download the notebook from here. You can click the raw button and then download, put onto your repository, and then we can add this one to the website. So next, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can, once you have the repository, you should have a repository on your computer. You can also, for example, download this one. It's a zip file, or you can also use Git clone. Once you download the repository, then you can open using Visual Studio Code. So this is what the interface, and as you can see here, this is the same folder user directory that you see from here on the website. So I can minimize, and if you take a look at this one here, right, GitHub, and then some of, if the folders are grayed out, that means those are folders stored on the local computer only. They are not being uploaded to GitHub. So, and if you look at the documentation, also examples, right? So examples in there, we have the Jupyter notebook. So this is the one that we want to add to the website. So next, I'm going to show you step by step how to actually add this notebook to the website. And what you need to do, you need to look at this one, mkdocs.yml. So this is the main basically the file that you need to edit in order to change the how the website looks, right? So if you see from this one here, right, so this is the website for this package, and it's all from here, nav navigation. And then so if you look at this portion in here, and also this one, so it's like they're the same, right? So home, index.md, installation uses, contributing, FAQ, report issues, and API references. So, and each one has a markdown documentation. So it's come from here, come from this folder. So everything is basically a relative file path .md. So you can see the index.md and others. So next, I'm going to show you how we can actually add the examples notebook to the documentation. So what you need to do, you actually need to create another folder. So it's up to you. I can also right click here and then can create a new folder. So I can maybe just choose the name notebooks, okay, and then hit enter. So make sure it's under the documentation docs folder. Otherwise, it won't work, because all the documentation, the website, the file will be retrieved from here. So make sure that you have this one, and then you can just maybe come here. You can copy this notebook, and then come back to right click the notebooks the new folder, and then paste. So now you should have this one pasted into the notebook, notebooks folder. And next, what we want to do is to edit the navigation. So for example, if you want to add the notebook maybe to to here, right? So we're going to add another item called notebooks, and similar to the Gmap website. You see if I have this one here. No, show you in here. Just like this one, right? API reference, and then I can have a notebooks menu, menu in here. And so all we need to do, go back to the end of this one, hit enter, and then backslash. So no backspace. And then all you need to do, I can have this one here, and then notebooks, BOOKS, and then colon. Okay, so now we have a sub menu, and beneath the sub menu, we want to have this one. So I'm gonna have the dash, and then so this one is the file path. So the file path is relative. So you should put this one, notebooks, and then the IPY intro. So if you, in case that you have typo, I'm just going to copy this one and then come to here. So you can in here just notebooks. Make sure you use the same folder file path, so notebooks, and then paste this one. Okay. So this is right now the notebook has been added to this navigation, but you can directly push this one right now to GitHub. It's work, but usually the recommended way is to build the documentation actually locally. Take a look at the website, make sure everything works fine, and then you can push to GitHub. So what we want to do is actually to basically try out on a local computer first. So how can you actually preview the website? What you can do is to go to GitHub and then workflows. So click this one, docs.yml. This one is GitHub actions. So after you push changes to GitHub, GitHub is going to automatically build the website. So this is why you see this one. Okay, so see the geo demo, this one. So it's basically if you go to, let me show you here, geo demo. How do you know that actually GitHub is automatically building the website? You can click the actions. Okay, so the actions from here, click docs. So this is where every push, every commit that you push to GitHub is going to automatically build the website, and once it's being built, you will be able to see the website. So how it's being built, if you want to see the details, you can look at this one, right? Step by step how it's being built, and also install some additional packages actually needed to build the website. So, and we're going to do the same thing on our local computer. So let me come back to here. And one most important thing here is that we want to install those dependencies so that we can build the package, build the website. So because the website we're using mkdocs material. So if you want to know more about the mkdocs material, you can certainly go to here. Once you have the website, if you click materials for mkdocs, it will take you to the website. So you are welcome to learn more about this. There are a lot of things you can customize the website, and this is much better than the traditional read the docs IO. And so next, let me come back to here just to show you. These are the packages that we need. Okay, so if you select this one and just copy, because we want to install these packages so that we can build the website locally, and we can take a look at some of those. And you can directly use here the terminal. But make sure that you activate the environment that you created. And I can just contact env list, see if it works. Okay, so env list, because in the last video we create this one called the demo environment. So I'm going to contact activate demo. You might not use the same name, but whatever environment that you use, we want to install this one to the environment. So all you need to do, just right click, and you should be able to paste this one to here. So we're going to install all the dependencies all at once. Then you just hit enter. It should take a couple seconds to actually download all the libraries and then install the dependencies. And after that, we will be able to actually build the website so that we can view the documentation website locally. And hopefully it won't take too long. So at the end, eventually, because after you build your Python package, you might have more and more notebook example you want to show to the users, and it would be nice that they can go to the website and then download the notebook examples, just like the gmap.org, right? Just like something in here, without having to go to GitHub, because this is way more responsive. Okay, so all the packages have been installed successfully. So I can use clear to clear the output. And next, I'm going to show you how you can actually preview the website. So this is pretty easy. Once you open the terminal, so make sure that the URL here is this root directory, right? And then what you need to do is just mkdocs and then serve. Hit enter, and you should build up the package and or build up the documentation. And all you need to do is look at the URL in here. So like mkdocs serve, click, hit control on your keyboard, and then just click the link using your mouse. It should open the website. So now you see this one is exactly the same like the one hosted on GitHub. So but we just added a notebook, and we can take a look at to see if this one works or not. So click notebooks, and then you will see this one, ipyleaflet intro. Okay, so nice. So we already have this one, right? And as you can see, you can also click this one to download the notebook to your computer. So this is exactly what we want to do. You can continue to add more notebook examples if you want. So later when we develop the package, we will have more and more notebook examples. Also keep that in mind, the name here, this one is automatically extracted from the file name. So if you come back to the notebook example here, ipyleaflet underscore intro, right? So the underscore was ignored, but ipyleaflet I was changed to uppercase. So make sure that if you want to, probably this you cannot customize the name because you can only provide the file name, but what is showing up in here, it actually comes from the name of the file. So make sure that if you want to change what is being shown on here, change the file name. Let's work. Okay, and you can also see on the right here, depends on how many headings you have on the notebook, you can also change things from here. So pretty nice. Okay, so this is one way that you can create the notebook main items and show it on your documentation website. Also, there's one more thing you might want to have because right now we are using ipyleaflet, and as you can see from notebook in here, this has not been executed. So if you want them to be executed, you can actually change them if you want. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code and go back to the mkdocs. So from this one, if you see plugins, and then so the plugin here is called mkdocs Jupyter, and there's one option called execute equal to true. So because this one is commented out, when the website is being built, the notebooks are not being executed. So if you want them to be executed, you can put your cursor here and then control slash, and you see right now this one remove the pound sign, so it's going to be executed. Then control S. Once you hit control S, it's going to be automatically rebuilt, and so it might take a couple seconds. Now it's done. Then let's take a look. So you can click this one, or you can just refresh the website. So as you can see, this right now, this notebook has been executed. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But keep it in mind, because this is ipyleaflet, so because Jupyter notebook, they need some widget state, so you won't be able to see the output. But if you use some other libraries, you might be able to actually to see the output. So maybe we can do some testing to find out whether it works or not. So let me show you. Maybe we can create another notebook examples, and hopefully we will be able to maybe show the map. I'm not sure yet, but we will find out shortly. So let's come back to here, and so once you build the website on locally, once you see, check everything works fine, then you can use Control C on your keyboard to shut down the website. So once you just shut down, if you come back to here, if you refresh, it's not going to work because you already stopped the server. So just want to let you know. If you want to again rebuild again, just mkdocs serve. Okay, so this is the command actually to build website and serve it on your computer, so that you can take a look at that. Next, I'm going to install another package called Folium. So pip install Folium. Okay, and Folium, IUM. So this is another mapping library. So this one is different from ipyleaflet. This one might be able to show the map on the documentation. We can find out. So if you want to learn more, you can just type Folium and then Python. You should be able to find the website. Okay, so from here, and then if you want, you can look at some quick example how to create a map, right? So this is pretty easy. And next, I'm going to create a notebook example, and then we're going to follow the same thing. See if we can have the notebook example execute and then also showing on the website. Okay, so next, let's maybe open Anaconda prompt, and we want to create a notebook. So again, so from here, then we just type conda activate demo, and then type Jupyter notebook, hit enter. It's open Jupyter on your computer, and then we're going to find here, this is the repo that we use and examples. So for this one, I'm going to create a new notebook. So Python 3, we're going to change the name to maybe volume intro, hit enter. Next, what you need to do, simply just go to here, import the library, and then create a map. So this is very similar to IPyLeaflet, but it's using it's all based on the leaflet JavaScript library. So you come back to here, but this one is very limited because you cannot really, you can have the map, but you cannot use IPyWiz. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, but for now, let's just show the maps in here. Okay, so this is the map, right? And let's save this one. We can clear everything. So I'm going to clear everything and then save the notebooks. What we need to do is to come back here to the Visual Studio Code, and then we can just copy this notebook, maybe copy, paste it into the documentations folder, paste, right? So now we have a second notebook. And this second notebook, we also need to add to the mkdocs, right? So let's come back to here, and then from here, let's add this one. So this, then notebooks. Also this one, you can copy the name. So in case you have some typo, so I'm going to rename and then select Control C, come back to here, Control S, Control V, and then Control S. So now this website should have two notebooks. And because we set the node to be execute, we see if we can see the map. If not, then that's fine. Okay. So what we need to do, come back to here again. We just need to type mkdocs serve, hit enter. It's going to build the website again, and hopefully it will execute and show you the map. I'm not quite sure, 100% sure, but we will find out. Okay, so the website is done. Click, and it's open this one, notebooks, and then volume. Okay, so it works, right? So now you see this one is pretty nice. You can have the map. So when the user navigate to the website, they will be able to actually see the source code and also see the outputs. Keep that in mind, this is something you cannot do using GitHub. Okay, so GitHub does not execute the notebook. So this one here, it execute the notebook and actually render this one as a website. So it's much better. So the user can actually see the result if they want. So similarly, you can also add more stuff into onto the map. I can maybe go to the notebook examples in here. Let's see if we can find more examples. Okay. So what else? Maybe we can try this one. Immediately copy another whole block just to make it more interesting. Okay, so paste it in here. Let me maybe copy this line and then put it in here, and we just save run all. We should have two maps. Okay, so this is another map, right? And then again, just hit save. So we have two maps. Let me just clear the output. So actually the file size will be much smaller. If you save the result to your notebook, the file will be much larger. So you don't actually want that. And next, let's copy the file again and paste here under the notebooks. We're going to replace the file. Oh, it doesn't replace. So let me just remove the previous one. So let's delete. And delete permanently, but you need to rename the file so that it's showing up correctly on the website. Hit enter. Already exists at this location, please. Oh, sorry, I think I deleted the wrong one. Let me come back to here. So probably it's under my recycle bin. See if I can find it back. Okay. Oh, it's not. Interesting. So anyway, so that IPyLeaflet probably I need to find to put it back into the folder. So it's So I delete the wrong file. Let me come back to the story about that. Geo demo. So we need this one back. I think we should be able to revert from here. Okay, so I think I delete the wrong one. No, here with the IPy Anyway, let me just come to here and then raw. Let me save this one back to my computer. Into my users, my name, and then the G demo examples. Oh, let me see. I think it's under here. Sorry about that. I can just copy from here. Copy and then paste it back in here. Just ignore what I did. Okay, so next I'm gonna just remove the volume and permanently. I'm gonna change the volume, the link, the file name back to here. Okay, so now it's work, and let's hit Control C, shut down, and we see in here. Okay, everything looks fine. Let's review the website. mkdocs.serve. Hopefully everything will work, and we should have the new website with the new notebook examples up and running. And okay, so click the link, open this, and notebooks, so we have the volume intro, then we have two examples here being executed, so pretty nice. And also this one, right? So the IPy leaflet, you won't be able to see the map. Okay, so due to the different technology, volume you can do that, but volume is very limited. So once the map is created, it's static. You cannot actually change the components or controls on the map. IPy leaflet you can, but you just cannot show the map on here. And then the user should be able to download this one to the computer if they want. So last step is that we want to push the changes to GitHub. So what you need to do, Control C to stop the server, and then click the link icon here to see the Git icon. And there are four files that we want to add to GitHub. So you just need to type a message to commit the changes to GitHub. So what we want in believe is edit notebooks to docs. Okay, so whatever you want to write, and then just Control Enter. So Control Enter is going to automatically add all the files and then commit. Okay, Control Enter, it's done. Then click these three dots from here, push. If you already signed up last time, log into your GitHub, it's everything else should be automatic. So, and then you can go back to the GitHub webpage to take a look. Not this one, this one. We click here. Okay, so it has been pushed here. You can click the commits if you want. You can also take a look at this one. So now the package is being built, and what we really want to look at is this one, the documentation. So because we changed the documentation, basically we changed the website. We added two novel examples. So once this one is being built successfully, we should have the new website with the new novel examples. And let's see, it might take a couple minutes, pretty quick. Okay, so the Ubuntu version has been built correctly. You can also click the actions to see the details, like when it's being built. So this one in here is being built, but it's being built on multiple operating systems, including Windows, Mac, and Linux. So for the documentation, let's see how long it's take. Okay, there's something wrong. Let's take a look. mkdocs. Oh no, no such. Oh no. No name kernel building documentation. It might probably just the because we execute the notebook, and it might be the reason, because when it's executing it might need some let me do the debugging, and we come back later. Okay, I just did some search, and looks like if I go back to the documentation website here, the GitHub Actions, it fails to build because of this. So like what I suspected earlier, the notebook, because we execute the notebook and it cannot find the kernel. So, and then I found this one. Looks like we are missing the IPy kernel in the requirements. So I'm just going to copy this one and then come back to here. So when we do the pip install, we also want to install the IPy kernel and see if it works. So just copy and paste and Control S. I will update this one in the the Python package template later. But so let's try out this one, see if it works. And after we add the new dependencies to the mkdocs YML, we want to revise. So I'm just going to edit IPy kernel, okay, and then Control Enter and push again. See if it works. Hopefully it will. If it doesn't, then probably we just come back to here to mkdocs, just comment out this execute, because execute sometimes it's more complicated. If you have a lot of dependencies, you need to make sure that all the dependencies have been installed. Otherwise, it won't be able to execute when GitHub is building the website. Okay, so what happened? Docs. We come back to here, take a look at it again. Being built, and look at the actions. So hopefully it will work. Edit IPy kernel, and then you can click this one to see the details. So it's installing all the dependencies and then run the test. Also right now it's seeing here, showing up IPy kernel, and hopefully it can continue and finish successfully. Then we'll be able to see the website with the interactive map showing on the website. So fingers crossed. Okay, looks like we are still running into errors. So now I think I figured out what the issue is, because when GitHub need to execute the notebook, it's going to need all the libraries. Earlier we only installed the IPy kernel, and because the notebook, one of them is using Folium, the other one is using IPy. On a local computer, we already have those packages installed, but when it's on the GitHub side, we also need to have those two together. So that's why it's very important here. We also need to put this one including Folium and IPy. So we're just going to type Folium and IPy and Control S. So, and then I need to push this one more time. Hopefully this is the last time that we want to try. And then edit Folium and IPy. Control Enter, and then push, and come to here, refresh. We go back to the actions. So hopefully this time we will sorry for all the debugging. So this is sometimes what we need to deal with when we are doing programming. It takes time to figure out what the issue is, and then step by step, but eventually we should be able to solve the problem and get things up and running. Finally, this time it seems everything is finishing up correctly. So let's go back to the website, see if it works. Let me close all to the right and click the link. Notebooks, right? It's coming up. So let's take a look at this one. Voila! So we have things up and running. And this is nice because we can have interactive map on our documentation website, and if user will be able to just navigate and still use the map. They don't have to install anything on their computer. So, but for the IPy, this one won't work. You won't be able to see the map, but you still be able to see the source code being executed. So if you click this one, and okay, so probably next time we can improve a little bit because we can add the dependencies here within the requirements .txt, and it should automatically being install when we use this one. Because if you look at the documentation's docs YML, is actually install the requirements, everything within the requirements.txt and also the requirements.dv, right? So what we can do is actually next time we can just copy this, put these two, and I can come back to the requirements.txt. I paste them here. Make sure you every package is like one line. So and then Control S, and I think also Control S here, because you want to keep this one like minimum. The requirement is all the packages that we are going to need for this one, and so certainly later we're going to build on top of Folium and IPyLeaflet. So you can actually put the two packages in here, and when the documentation is being built, it's going to pip install and then r requirements.txt. So this is the command used to install all the requirements specified in this requirements.txt. You can also install have another one, development. So this is the one when this we already installed this one, because you can update the version and also upload things to PyPI. Anyway, forget about this one right now, and this is the most important one that you want to pay attention. And after that, the last one here is to just update it requirements.txt and then Control Enter, and also just push, and hopefully everything will work the same way like what we did here. So it's better to put the packages within the requirements.txt rather than have a long list here within the docs.yml. And come back to here. So we're going to add more and more packages later in here. For example, GeoPandas and other packages once we get into that. But for now, I think these two packages are sufficient. And let's do it one last time. I'll go to GeoDemo and take a look at this one. You will see it's still being building. Okay, so the GitHub actions have been completed successfully. So this time we are using like the requirements.txt, and rather than editing the docs.yml. And again, we can check the website and we can refresh. Come back to here, Folium. It works the same way. So this is nice. So later we're going to add more examples about Folium. But for now, this is how you can add notebooks to your documentation website automatically. And so user will be able to click the downloads icon to download notebooks to their computer. And we're going to, as we add in more functions to the package, we're going to have more and more notebook. But this is just a video showing you how to add notebooks to documentation. So hopefully you will find this one useful, and see you in the next video. Take care.